So I was going live yesterday and showing you all the Artemis mission. Thanks to everyone who joined the live sessions with me yesterday. Since this mission is very successful, I wanted to check and learn more about Artemis mission. And then I found something that is really mysterious. Something that is going to impact our lives, not just mine or yours, but it might impact your family members, your kids, your grandkids, and maybe the country. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Let's get into the details. Please do watch the video till the end. Also make sure that you give me an early like and a subscribe. If you think the people who left yesterday were doing the space mission as an astronaut, I would say they have an agenda that is a lot more mysterious than flying into the space. If you have seen them with those cameras and also keeping the cloth in front of the window and taking pictures, their mission looks like mainly they are photographers. They wanted to take pictures and send it back to the Earth so that we can all see the pictures of Earth, pictures of the moon. But if you notice the live sessions there, NASA asked them to share everything in detail.
If you've ever seen the spotlight off the top of the Luxor at night in Las Vegas, this looks like what that wants to be when it grows up.
Integrity Science, glad to hear you're following your training of tell it like you see it.
Because we had the reconnaissance orbiter for a long time, which is taking every picture possible and every detail possible on the moon. There isn't anything that we don't really know, whether it is on the far side of the moon or the side of the moon that represents us. But they wanted to know how a human feels when they are looking at the light, the eclipse changes that are going to happen in terms of their visual understanding, the colors that they are watching. There are many reasons why NASA was asking that. And then they are also constantly taking pictures. That's pretty much their job. It's like literally all the time they were there, they were taking pictures. They really wanted to make sure their main mission was to document everything through the eyes, through the cameras, and then come back, which is most of the time is the main reason. I was thinking their trip was so short, so they have to document everything. And then when I started going into the details, I was extremely fascinated by it. Without us noticing, without us paying a lot of attention, we are now officially in an extraordinary space race. Let me show you what the plans that NASA has for the next few years. We just completed the Artemis II mission. Artemis I mission was back in 2022, almost like there is a 4 years gap. But look at what happens in 27 and 28. One of these years, exactly when that is going to be decided with a lot of other details like what is the company that is going to get awarded, whether it is SpaceX or whether it is the Blue Origin. We will be seeing within the next few months another mission, Artemis III, getting started, where people are actually going there to land on the moon. This is like next year, and the details will start coming in few months from now. And then we will see 29, we may have a second lunar landing as well. And following that, there is quite a bit of activity going on. It's almost like we are building a big space colony in the next few years. I'll explain all the details with you. And this is, as I go into the details, I was surprised, I was excited, and I know like how much this is going to change the future for everyone. We'll be going to the moon constantly. Every few months and every year, maybe even more than once a year, we'll be going to the moon. We are building a huge moon base there. To set the stage right, I wanted to play this video. This is where the NASA administrator introduced the crew back.
Families here on Earth and those that were watching over you from the stars. Artemis II is the opening act in America's return to the moon. As we stand here this evening, the mobile launcher is preparing to go back to the VAB. Artemis III will start being assembled, and the next crew will begin preparing to play their part. As we return to the lunar surface, we build the base, and we never give up the moon again.
So that's the sentiment. We will never give up the moon again. I think that is the fever that is now out there, that we may be losing the moon and we should not give up the moon again. So the steps that I am outlining here are the steps that are going to be done over and over again now. For every space shuttle that is going in, they did this with Artemis I, and they use the same playbook when they send the crew with Artemis II. And the playbook that I was looking at, all the steps that they are going through, whatever they followed in Artemis I, they literally used a textbook re-entry when they did the Artemis II. It was extremely surprising to see how precisely the playbook is being followed. They take these huge rockets, go to a big space center, send it into the space, and they will do the Earth's orbit. They do what they call as translunar injection. They are going to activate the Orion systems, and they make trajectory corrections to go to the moon. And they do a lunar flyby. They use the lunar gravity assist to come back home. And when they are coming back home, they have to do a high-speed re-entry, and they make corrections to orient the capsule correctly. And they are going to use the drogue parachute and the main parachute to do a ocean re-entry and recover the crew. The steps that I am outlining here are the steps that NASA is going to do over and over again in the next 10 years. And they will do this until they build the lunar base. So it is going to get very interesting when they get to the Artemis III. So we will be sending the humanity back to the moon. It will be 2 astronauts. Once NASA decides whether it is going to be SpaceX or Blue Origin, will happen in 2027. That Starship, one of those lunar landers, have to be decided by one of these 2 companies. The interesting part of Artemis III mission is they're sending 2 astronauts on the moon, and they will be landing near the South Pole. That will be very interesting. They'll be collecting samples, the regolith material. It's going to be a 6-day stay. Once we get into the details of Artemis III mission, you can see the Orion spacecraft or the Orion capsule is being used, but they introduced this big Starship, which is going to be the lunar lander, which is going to rendezvous with the Starship there, the Orion, and the astronauts, the 2 astronauts, are going to get transferred into the lunar lander, which is the Starship, and they use that lander to land on the moon. And they will be staying there 6 days. Ever since China sent us the pictures of their Chang'e mission, NASA wanted to really go back there to the South Pole, collect the materials, collect the samples, land people on the moon, do whatever the experiments that they need to conduct as part of those 6-day mission. It's a very interesting way that they are planning this entire mission. Artemis I, Artemis II gave us the trips with Orion. Artemis III will add the lunar lander, the Starship lander, to the moon, and transferring people from the Orion capsule to the Starship is like one big step that they need to test as part of that exercise. And then Starship has to land on the moon. That's really a critical part of Artemis III. Reason why I'm sharing this with you is this is happening more than likely next year, or maybe worst case 2028. When I say next year, 2027 or 2028. Imagine the technology, the engineering, the knowledge that we gain, and the experience that we get, and the time and resources we are going to invest, people's attention that they need to get. It's going to be an interesting period that we are going to go through with this Artemis III mission. This is just 26 and 27. So Artemis IV is going to start in 2028 or maybe later part of 2028, and it is going to build a gateway. Think of building International Space Station. Rather than orbiting around the Earth, this one orbits around the moon. And that lunar station, you can also call as gateway assembly, is going to provide us continuous lunar operations opportunity. So you have a station out there near the moon to perform the quick tasks of going from the moon, coming back. The details about the Lunar Gateway, or the halo they call it, is really mind-boggling. It's astonishing amount of details that goes into it. The Lunar Gateway gets turned on by the 4 astronauts mission that happens as part of Artemis IV, and they will not only go to the moon and perform the lunar walks or the moon walks, they will also start working towards building the quarters, living quarters for the future astronauts that are going to come. That will be a base out there in the sky initially before they start building the lunar quarters on the moon itself in the future missions. The Lunar Gateway that we are going to build starting Artemis IV is going to be considered as a mobile living quarters for your operational headquarters, you can call it, from a moon standpoint. It is the gateway between the moon and the earth. And that construction and that activity will start 2028, that is 2 years from now. That's pretty surprising, amazing how fast the gateway is coming towards us. When I told you that this will impact everything that we do, this is coming really fast. There are people now that are going to be outside the earth, living there almost permanently, and coming back. It changes the way we normally operate and we normally think of the people. I can't believe this is what I'm saying. Artemis V and Artemis VI onwards, the mission is going to be installing permanent lunar base, living quarters over there for people to stay more than a month in the same location. We will be using solar, we will be using the nuclear fusion, various moon materials are going to be used to build some of these 3D printed materials. I will create a separate video how we are going to build a lunar base and all the materials that goes into the lunar base. That will be a completely brand new way of looking at things and what goes into the lunar base and how powerful the lunar base is going to change us further. So if you like this video, please give me a hype. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you soon. Thank you all.